Good evening, everyone. I'm Leah Cooper with your JCN News for this Thursday, September 5th. More aid on the way for Hurricane Dorian relief efforts. The Pan American Health Organization and the World Health Organization has pledged health sector infrastructure and public health support to the Bahamas, given the disrupted services on Abaco and Grand Bahama. Representative of the Bahamas and Turks and Caicos, Dr. Esther de Gorville, says the agencies are providing urgent assistance to meet the health needs of those affected by the hurricane.
Our organization has responded by increasing our surge capacity, and already on site within the island we have expertise in communicable diseases, in logistics management, in epidemiology and public health, and we are also helping to mobilize emergency medical teams to complement the services and integrate the services with the Ministry of Health to meet the needs. Two teams from Samaritans, Purse and Team Rubicon, are providing full hospital capacity service to respond to the needs, particularly since Rand Memorial Hospital cannot be fully functional at this time.
With 60% of Abaco decimated and the likelihood of raising casualties, people are asking for the government to declare a state of emergency. However, Dr. de Gorville begs to differ.
Remember, the Bahamas is an island archipelago. These are only two of all of your islands that have been impacted. Nassau, New Providence, is the home of over 75% of the population of the Bahamas and has not been severely impacted by the hurricane. So I think the government is doing a tremendous job in responding to this crisis, and the coordination that is being done by NEMA is unparalleled.
According to her, they have yet to assess the scale of injuries on both islands. She says they will be working out of the Marsh Harbor Clinic and are still working to find clinics that can be used in the short term. Both organizations are trying also to prevent a second crisis. The outbreak of waterborne diseases is also a high risk due to flooding and compromises to the sewage systems. Speaking on the displacement of those residents in Abaco from unregulated communities like the Mud and the Pigeon Peas, Haitian Chargé d'Affaires Dorval Dallier telling reporters this afternoon that he's waiting on the government to give him a report outlining the entire degree of devastation in those areas.
What happened right now, because I don't have much possibility, I'm going to work with the government, because this is the government. We need to sit together. I put myself this way to talk, whatever it can be. We'll try to find out what we can help, because those people, I understand they are here. It is not now about you are legal, you are illegal. It is about helping people.
Now, when he was asked if he thinks some illegal migrants may not be open to receiving help because of their status, he says this.
I think it is not the time to fear. It is not the time to fear. Whatever it is, not come forward. If you need help, call, say you need help. It is not about fear people right now. We are not demon. We are not demonized no one. I think Bahamian people, I live with you all for my almost entire life. I know you all very well. It is not about to fear people right now. It's about to come forward to help whoever in need, wherever you, whatever it can be, Abaco or whatever it is. But actually, there's no place to hide now, right now.
He's also the latest to refute growing claims of looting and gun violence on the island.
It's not true. I can say that. It's a problem. It is not the time for that. The time when I put ourselves together. It is not the time for rumor. It is the time to put together to help those people down there, the people who are in need.
All in all, he says the Haitian embassy is willing to assist as best as possible. He says he's received calls from Haitian Bahamians on the island of Abaco expressing a need for food and water, adding that he's making a special effort to accommodate victims in the Treasure Key area. He's now looking to charter a plane to deliver such items. Bahamas Air is offering services into Treasure Key, Abaco to assist residents looking to evacuate the island. The $150 discount deal that Bahamas Air put on before Hurricane Dorian is still in effect. However, Bahamas Air Managing Director Tracy Cooper says those who may not have the funds, there's still a way to evacuate on the island from the island on Bahamas Air.
As indicated, though, that for those who may not be able to have the means for those ticket prices, The government has provided a mechanism through NEMA of which persons can sign up and can be provided airfare free of charge for coming into or getting out of Abaco.
Now, while persons may not have the means to make their own reservations on Abaco, Mr. Cooper is advising persons to get to the airport, as Bahamas Air workers have to do everything manually. However, he said persons will be accepted based on their need.
For the flights today, we had to put Bahamas Air staff to go down to Abaco and to provide a manual means of which to facilitate passengers. So this is coming back to pen and paper, and first walk up, first serve, unless you have reservations on the flight. Even for our walk up passengers, we are carrying a prioritization process, and obviously for those that come in, those that are in dire need of health or maybe ill, we will facilitate them first.
As for Grand Bahama, here's the plan.
We have the city ticket office, of which we expect to operate from, and this is on Queens Highway, not Queens, one of the malls in Freeport, Mall Strip.
It's called On the Mall Drive.
On the Mall Drive. So this is on the Mall Drive in Freeport, and we will facilitate a staging area there because there's nothing at the airport. So we will have to provide really for persons to be checked in, and we're looking to provide a busing means of which to then take them from that staging area to the airport, and that is a contingency plan for this time being.
To those persons who may not have the funds to afford a flight off of Abaco, Cooper assures no one will be turned away if there are available seats on the aircraft. The challenge is ahead for many, but the Prime Minister seems certain that with hard work, focus, tenacity, love, and compassion, the Bahamas will rebuild in the aftermath of Hurricane Dorian and rebuild stronger. Words of comfort as the horror and shock of monster Hurricane Dorian's devastating impact grips Bahamians. BJ McDermott has the story.
A flyover hurricane ravaged Grand Bahama Wednesday evening, confirming the harrowing tales that have circulated in recent days. Much of the island is underwater and many of its homes, businesses, and other infrastructure either decimated or badly damaged. Briefing reporters on the findings of an initial assessment was Prime Minister Dr. Hewitt Minnis.
There are a significant number of people in shelters. When one review from the east, Yemen Central, Sweetings Key, and the eastern area had suffered quite a bit of damage to homes. Many were destroyed, roofs were disturbed. But what was most significant, those homes that were built on stilts were not damaged.
Infrastructurally, Freeport is said to have done well. Still, no effort, said the Prime Minister, will be spared to rescue those still in danger, feed those who are hungry, and provide shelter for the homeless.
A contractor was mobilized today to further ensure that our harbors are cleared. The Carnival Corporation and the Mickey and Madeline Arison Family Foundation have also pledged $2 million to the Hurricane Dorian recovery and relief effort. Tropical Shipping is offering friends and family of residents affected by Hurricane Dorian a 50% reduction on some shipping rates.
Now, as the case with the airport in Abaco, Grand Bahama is also badly damaged. The Prime Minister is advising that during their closures, all flights except those coordinated by NEMA refrain from operating in the vicinity of the airspace of both airports. Again came the call for Bahamians to remain united in this tragedy. This particularly in the face of Dorian's current track, showing the potential to affect parts of the U.S. southeastern coast and the Canadian maritime provinces.
I advise Bahamians in those areas to pay attention to local advisories and to take every necessary precaution to remain safe. Even in our hour of need, let us pray for those citizens and residents of Canada and the United States of America still in the path of Hurricane Dorian.
Reporting for JCN News, I'm Berthany McDermott.
You're watching JCN News. Stay with us.
This segment of the news was brought to you by Alive.